Hello, everybody. We are live. We are live. And while we get some people on the line, let's talk about three of the big topics of the day, or at least two of them are. One of them probably isn't the biggest topic for everyone out there, but topic for the channel that I'd love to discuss. First off, it is Thursday, July 25th, and Dylan Cease, the San Diego Padres, pitched his first ever no-hitter today against Washington. Nuke is here. Hello, Nuke. How are you? Glad to have you on board, buddy. Dylan Cease pitched the no-hitter for San Diego against Washington today. I believe they won 3-0. The Canadian, I believe, soccer coach, the women's soccer coach, who flew the drone to spy on another team and their practices, was removed from the Olympics today. And has anybody seen the Pete Rose documentary on HBO? What's nice about it is you don't have to wait. It's a 4-part documentary, but you don't have to wait 4 weeks for it. It's all streaming right now. It's a pretty good documentary. They don't really keep anything from the viewers that I can tell. What I will say is that I think Pete is still his brash, overconfident self, and he doesn't, at least from my vantage point, he didn't make me want to really like him more. He wasn't, if you will, there wasn't an appeal to like him after watching this documentary. I'm about 10 minutes away from watching all segments, and they go into everything. They go into the gambling, they go into the way that he played, they go into some of the people he hung around with and what they did, and there's some things that they pick up in the documentary that contrast each other, things he said and all of that. So it's a pretty good documentary. I would definitely recommend watching it. I don't think you're going to walk away with it saying, boy, that Pete Rose, boy, he's a great guy. I don't think you're going to be saying that. Maybe he makes a case that he needs a second chance at best, but I think that's the only case that he's going to make. So those are the three topics. So we are going to get into the business at hand. I am just wondering, and off the top of my head, Nuke, I know you're out there and some other folks are probably out there, but these City Connect jerseys that are right above my head here, these City Connect jerseys, I think they're a great idea for baseball. I think it's another way for baseball to actually make extra money. I mean, let's face it, that's probably what really was behind all this, because you have home jerseys, you have away jerseys, you have like that Saturday, Sunday jersey, and now you have these City Connect jerseys where it's a little more artsy, the jerseys. And if you look here at what's above, hey, Twin Cities, glad to have you on board. Glad you're here. I don't know that I recognize your name, Twin Cities. So if you don't, please like and subscribe to the video, everybody. Let's see what Nuke says. I'm a D-backs fan, so naturally I got to go with theirs in the first row. Yeah, that serpientes, obviously, I'm assuming that's the Spanish way to say snake. I mean, you don't have to be a rocket scientist to kind of figure that one out. I think it's not bad. The only thing that I would say is, like, I don't see comparison. If you look to the jersey next to them, that's the Boston jersey, and I can make these a little bit bigger. Can I make these bigger? Yeah. Okay, so you have this Serpientes right here, okay? And then next to it, over here, if you can see that, you have the Boston jersey, which is totally different than their jerseys. Now, I'm just saying, okay, are the Twins there? The Twins might not be here. I have a video that I'm going to show that shows off some of the jerseys. I couldn't get a photo or an image that has all the jerseys on it at once. So this is the one I started with, and then I'll go to a video and we can pause it and we can talk about each one there. So serpientes, yes, means snakes. Yes, gotcha. So I like the Diamondbacks. Don't get me wrong. I like that. It has a city connection to it, you know, in that it's in Spanish and all of those kinds of things. And the color of it, I'm sure, is the desert. All of these things have a sort of a color. The Boston one is a real stretch. And, okay, so Twin Cities, you have to go with San Diego. San Diego's a pretty good one, and we're going to get to that. That's on this. Boston is a departure from their normal jerseys. I kind of like it, though, in so much as it alludes to or it harkens back to the Boston Marathon. And then you have Wrigleyville. It's you know, more of a traditional color pattern, as opposed to Boston and San Diego, which we'll see in a second. So there is that with Wrigleyville, it's you know, it's the area around the stadium. So I like that. They kept the colors, you know, it's a darker blue. The Southside Chicago is a very sort of urban look to it, if you will. It reminds me kind of the Raiders in the 80s and 90s, a lot of that Raiders paraphernalia that people would wear. So, you know, and then the video, it even, hey, Moose Shorts, how are you? Glad to have you on board. Nuke says he likes San Diego. Moose Shorts is here. If you like what you're watching, please like and subscribe the video and subscribe to the channel, because we're always trying to get more people on board, and we're trying to do different things on every show. Lately, I've been doing play-by-play of different ball games, whether I'm at them or I'm watching them on TV. Southside Chicago, not bad for the White Sox. Los Dodgers, obviously, picks up that whole Spanish language again, because that's part of the culture. What's interesting to me is they have Los Dodgers, and obviously Los is the, so they're just saying really, all right, Twin Cities sub. Thanks a lot, buddy. I appreciate it. Los Dodgers is just saying the Dodgers, and they have a jersey already that says just Dodgers on it. So, and I really don't like their hat. Now getting back to the hats, Arizona's hat's fine, although, why did that just pop up? Gosh darn it. Hold on one second, guys. I got to get rid of something here. This thing keeps doing it to me. I don't know how to lock it in. I would say the Arizona hat's pretty much the same. The Boston hat looks like the UCLA Bruins hat. That's the same kind of bead that the UCLA Bruins have, and it's almost the same color, that light blue. Wrigleyville's a true departure from the Cubs hat. It has the C for the Cubs. I kind of like that. The Chi is okay. It goes with Southside. I don't love the White Sox hat. Los Dodgers, I don't like. The Miami hat, I can't see so well. I don't love that Miami jersey. I know it's, you know, probably going for Miami, and I don't know the backstory behind it. Yes, Los Dodgers is a little plain. I would totally agree with that, Nuke. Now, San Francisco, if you look if you can see the arrow, that right, the sleeve on the right has the Golden Gate Bridge, and the G on the front, and we'll see this in the video, is about like the fog and the Golden Gate Bridge and the bridges, because the Golden Gate Bridge, if you've never been to San Francisco, is not golden, it's red. So it's sort of looking at the fog. San Francisco is known for its fog because it's a bay city. So that G sort of looks like on the bottom that it's kind of fogged out, if you will. The hat's not really a departure to me. And what I mean by that is it's a red San Francisco hat, you know, and I don't know about where you guys are, but a lot of times they'll have like a green St. Patrick's Day hat here in St. Louis, and it looks like the Cardinal hat, but it's all green. So the hat is not great shakes. Let's look at San Diego. Now, let's see, some folks in the chat, Nuke likes San Diego. I think Twin Cities with San Diego. Yeah, it's to me, it's got a vibe of the 1980s. That in the 1980s, a lot of that, and I'm not saying that this is neon, but even pastel kind of colors were big. I know I'm dating myself when I say the 80s. Nobody was born at that time. Yeah, I mean, I can see, and the other thing I like about it is on that right sleeve there, they kept the Padre. You can see it. He's swinging the bat. I really like that logo, the logo of the Padre. Now the Brew Crew. Oh, and their hat. I'm going to go over their hat too. It's not really much of a departure, although the colors are kind of cool. So it's hey, Christina, good to have you on board. So the San Diego hat is a departure. The colors are, I like the light. I'm guessing it's like a blue or an aqua or a greenish blue kind of color. I like that mix. It really matches the jerseys really well. And I know those colors are really in style. Now the Brew Crew, I'm not that excited about. Brew Crew's their nickname. I know that. The MKE is, how you would see it if you went to the airport or you flew in or out of Milwaukee. The hat's a departure as far as it's not just the typical logo. I don't love the hat very much. I wouldn't buy the hat. I obviously am into hats. This is not a baseball hat, but usually on every show I'm wearing a baseball hat of some team or some college team. The Brew Crew in the color, now they say that it's blue like Lake Michigan, but they have blue jerseys, or they've had blue jerseys. Not much of a departure. Okay, let's go to the Angels. They say that the Angels is part of the skate and surfboard culture in Los Angeles. I really like, and I want to know what you guys think. I like the script, the font, if you will, of Angels. I don't love the 14 underneath it. Yeah, Nuke, I like the Angels. I like them a lot. I like the jersey a lot. The hat to me looks like a 2D version of their A. Like it looks, their A is sort of usually a little 3D looking. It kind of comes out, or the way that it's shaded. But I really like their jerseys, except I would like that 14 to either be without the diamond, or I would like it to maybe the 14 and the diamond to be gone. But I really like theirs. Now, Colorado, I want to say has something on their hat like an animal look. There's two eyes and a mouth there. So is it kind of cutesy? Yeah, maybe it is. I like their jersey because of the mountains. It's kind of nice. I wish maybe that they incorporated some other colors. I know that one of their permanent colors is a purple. Maybe if they just had a little tease of a purple, or it wasn't so much this dark green. Kansas City's known for their fountains, and I want to say that obviously this is one of the few jerseys where what's on the jersey, this is one of the few uniforms rather, that's what's on the jersey is also on the hat. I don't love the KC. I think I read someplace that this is their city flag. I think that's what I read, and it alludes to the fountains in Kansas City. Matching the KC here and matching the KC below, not all that exciting. Yeah, you don't like the diamond. Okay, we move on to Houston. Now, I got to say, I like on Houston that it says Space City because of NASA. And I like Houston where it has the H and it has the star behind it, but then it also has sort of an orbit around it. And I was in Houston last week and people were wearing this hat. I saw this in their gift shops. It's pretty cool. It's a pretty cool hat. Washington, not that exciting about the gray. I know that they have the flowers there from a cherry blossom tree, which are big in DC. I'm not a real big fan of this jersey. I would say that I like Houston. Kansas City's okay. Colorado could be better. The Angels have some issues. The Brewers are too much like their stuff. I'll go with San Diego with you guys because it's a true departure. The Giants could be better. Miami, I don't necessarily get. Los Dodgers is too close to what they have. Southside is, I don't know, it looks too football-y to me. Wrigleyville isn't bad. It's strong. I do like Arizona's, and I do like Boston's. All right, let's get to the video that I had talked about. Let me change the what we're watching up here real quick and present something else. I'm going to take that down. We're going to go up to the video. All right. All right, in this video, and let me see if I can make it bigger. Okay, I'll try to go like this. I don't really care about the people as much, but then we can't read. Hold on. I'm going to make it a little bit smaller because I want to be able to read some of the language here because actually kind of interesting what they have up here. Wish there was a way. There we go. Is that too small for you guys? Okay, well, that's the Dodgers on the front, and they say that it goes back to LA history. I'm not sure what that is. Christina likes the Kansas City Blues. All right. LA, they say, yeah, these are some other City Connect jerseys. Yes, Nuke, you got that right. Now, they say that this has an LA history. I'm not really sure what that is. Now, I know that they showed the back of Shohei Ohtani's, and there's like little flecks of color over it. I'm not really sure what that is, what that means. They say they dug into history and the brilliance and the diversity. I don't know. Is it this? There's like a stripe in Los Angeles. I don't know where that's coming from. Or maybe it was similar to a jersey of a team that used to play in Los Angeles, but I don't really know. The Minnesota one is, I guess it's okay. Obviously, we can't unfold. Let's go back real quick because this is a video, so it plays. It's the ripple effect to honor the land of 10,000 lakes. Hold on, let me go back to it. I guess it's okay. You can see the ripple effect kind of on the chest there. It's okay. I mean, it may not be a jersey that I bought if they were my team. Okay. Toronto, I'm really not loving this design. I know that it's their nightlife, their culture, the night mode. It's a black jersey. You got to figure that if this is a day game and they're wearing it, these guys hate these jerseys. I used to see when my daughter and son played softball and baseball, I used to see a lot of, not so much baseball players, but softball players in all black unis. And I used to say to myself, I don't know how they could do that because it was so gosh darn hot. All right, let's see. The Lou here, I like it. I don't love it. And here's why. It's too close to what the Cardinals already wear. It's just a red version of the Cardinals jersey. I think the birds on the bat are bigger, but it just says the Lou. I like the Lou because they call St. Louis the Lou, if you don't know that. But really, you know, if you saw this picture of Paul Goldschmidt from far away, you would think that he might just be wearing a Cardinals jersey. Okay, I read the Dodgers, New Jersey is supposed to represent how it is the city of dreams. Okay, well, that's not exactly, their jersey doesn't scream city of dreams, but doesn't matter, no big deal. I know some artsy-fartsy kinds of folks put these jerseys together and probably they were trying to go outside the box sometimes. So next, Cleveland, kind of simple. It's another one of those, what is your airport symbol? The Guardians of Traffic statues and tied to the club's past with its present. Yeah, the Guardians of Traffic, I know that that's why they're called the Cleveland Guardians. Number one, I said that I don't say this is, I haven't said this in a while rather, but I will say that I'm not a huge fan of the Guardian name. So it's not to say that, you know, Indian name I loved, but if they were going to pick a name, I might have picked something outside of Guardian, but I know that it has something tied back to the city, Guardians of Traffic, which is just odd to me. I don't love this jersey, let's say. It's very plain looking. Motor City, again, I like the idea of tying in sort of a different name, the Lou Motor City. You notice, though, on Motor City and Space City, compared to the Lou, those two jerseys, Motor City, Space City, don't look like the regular jerseys. So, hey, all right, Gabriel. Go, we hit 1K. All right, yes, we did hit 1K. It was a great past couple of weeks here. All right, the next jersey, Tampa Bay, kind of homage to street art, and the unis are designed to look like sun. Oh, I keep forgetting to pause it. So it's like street art. It's okay. I see a lot of black jerseys. Yep. Thank you, Gabe. Yeah, we got the 1K. I see a lot of black jerseys. I don't know if the players like it. It's kind of futuristic with sort of the fluorescent, the fluorescent green, fluorescent purple. It's okay. It's not all the best ever. Now the Yankees. Okay, so here's the one thing about the Yankees that it has pinstripes, but the pinstripes are made of circles and diamonds to represent local and express subway lines, and 7 line in purple. Okay, so you can see a bridge there on the helmet, sort of the old letterings of New York. It's not a bad, it alludes to sort of the history of the Yankees, what the NYC probably the script looked like, 100 years ago and all that. I don't understand the bridge. I don't really love the bridge. It kind of throws off my eyes, but yeah, the Yankees City Connect jerseys, Gabriel, are not the greatest. I like the actual jersey. The helmet I don't get at all. I don't like at all. So, all right, let's see what's next. Okay, this is the Philly. It says Philly. It's Liberty Bell and City flag. Liberty Bell. Liberty. Oh, you know what? We can't see the hat. So, okay, I'll go to the next one. Philly's okay, but we need to see the hat. Pittsburgh, again, not a big fan of the 3-letter symbol for the cities, the PGH. Not really a big fan of that. Emirate Steel City. Hey, Gabriel, 99 cents. Thank you, buddy. Wait, did you just buy a thing? Oh, wow. Okay. Appreciate it. Didn't have to do that. Not a big fan. I like the helmet. If you can see it a little bit, it's black and it sort of fades into the yellow with the PGH. Not a bad helmet. I just think the jerseys are really simple with the PGH. And, we had the MKE hat from Milwaukee. We had the other team, the Cleveland with the CLE. Baltimore, it alludes to the arts culture. Oh, boy. I'm sorry I keep doing that, guys. But it's just a black jersey with a little trim to it, if you really look at it. Baltimore, not great. Cincy, another black jersey. Classic logo for the growing population. They decided to modernize Cincy. It's okay. Seattle I like only because it alludes to like the Seattle Pilots jerseys. And I'm kind of a history fan when it comes to sports. All right. So Nuke, you like Cincy. Good. Thank you, Gabriel. I appreciate it. Yeah, since it wasn't horrible, and they have the new way. I like this one. First of all, I'm a big fan of blue and yellow, and I like how they allude to the pilots in this. They have the black pants, so it's not really a pilot's uniform, which is something a little bit different. But I like this jersey, but that might take into account my age. So I apologize in advance for what I like. So, the Mariners is also nice. Okay, good. So I'm not the only one. Good to hear. Okay. Now this one is Texas Rangers. I can't stand it. I went to the Texas Rangers game and they had these jerseys on. I can't figure it out. There's so many little things behind it. The numbers are from an old team that used to play in Texas. The lettering over here is from another team, and there were 2 teams, one in Fort Worth, one in Dallas. And so Arlington, they picked Arlington because it's between the two. And so these are the teams' logos, or the way they wrote it in Fort Worth and Dallas, and they have a spur here to allude to one of the teams. It's really ridiculous. And if you look at it, I don't know about you guys, and let me know in the chat, please. Yeah, you hate the jersey too. Yeah, you say this might be one of the worst. The one thing, Nuke and Gabriel, I don't like about it is over here, that TX, if you will, or the TR that's sort of in there. To me, it looks like a D. These look like Detroit jerseys in my mind. I know they're not, but that's what it looks like, because from a distance, you can't tell that that's a spur. I hate these jerseys. And there were a lot of people wearing them when I went, so there was a lot of money to be made. All right. Atlanta's nice. It's a nod to Hank Aaron. He played with jerseys similar when he broke the record back in the 70s, the home run record. And I think they have some lettering in front of the A there. Okay. Now we go to San Diego, which we already saw. Love San Diego. I think I think we all sort of like San Diego. Very vibrant. If you've ever been to San Diego, it this is like San Diego. I really like it. This is the Baja Peninsula. Um, it's you know what? You guys have made me like the San Diego jersey. Going into tonight, I didn't really like it, but I do. I mean, there's something kind of fun about it, and that's. I mean, really, it's a sport. Atlanta, I like. I'm a big Hank Aaron fan, and I like the fact that it kind of looks old and it's not black. Seems like there's a lot of black City Connect jerseys. Hate that one. Seattle, I like a lot. Let's go back. Okay, so you guys got me liking San Diego. I love it. I like the Philly better too, though. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, the Atlanta one's kind of basic. All right. Brew Crew, I find this to be very basic. I mean, outside of the white pants with the light blue jersey, they had light blue jerseys. Okay, sorry about that. This, to me, looks like a warm-up jersey for the Brewers. I mean, they had light blue jerseys. Boy, this thing's not pausing for me here. Okay, so we're going to go to the Angels. As we talked about when we had the photos, I really like the Angels. I like that logo, the words, the font. I like that a lot. The diamond, Nuke. Yeah, thanks for agreeing with me. The diamond I can't stand. This jersey would be awesome if they didn't have that diamond. If it said Angels in the script that, oh, you like the Brewers, huh, Gabriel? Okay. See, I think the Brewers jersey looks like a Brewers jersey or something, but I really like the Angels font. I don't mind the 27. I don't get the diamond. The diamond is too much of a distraction for me, I guess. All right. Colorado, you guys know my opinion of it. I like it. I think they could have worked in the purple. It's different. Oh, you typed diamond twice, so that's no big deal. I make mistakes typing stuff every single day. I don't mind Colorado. I wish they did put in another color, though, like the purple. They work purple in there. I know they have purple in it, but it I don't know. The two-tone just sort of, and it looks like the hat, well, maybe it's just the reflection. Maybe it is green, but they have some sort of animal up there in their hat, and I can't figure out. Yeah, Nuke, I think it needs some purple, but I could be wrong about that. It's like the Washington away jersey in green. Yeah. Now, if somebody can tell me what is on their hat, it looks like some sort of animal, and in both photos that I pulled, I can't quite tell. You guys can put that in the chat. Somebody can look that up. That would be great. Okay, Kansas City we talked about. It's okay. Yeah, it's too much one color. Nuke, you're exactly right. Kansas City's okay. I like the dark, the white, the light blue belt. It's not bad. I guess that one's kind of grown on me. I don't really like the lettering, but I know they're the city of fountains, but I should just shut my mouth about that. They beat us in the 85 World Series. I'm still mad about that. Space City, you guys know my thought on this. I like the Space City. I really like that logo. I think Duke did. Somebody did. We did Philly. I think we did Philly because it just says Philly. We did. I can go back to it in a second, Gabriel. But I like Space City. I like the logo on their hat a lot. I think that they, as far as I'm concerned, they could adopt that. They could put that on their regular jerseys. I think that's extraordinarily clever. I really like the Houston logo on their hats. You agree? Yeah, you like the Space City. I really like it. I like the tie in there. Washington, now, again, the Colorado hat has its initials with a mountain. Okay, so it's a C-O. Okay, it's not I's, it's a C-O. Thank you, Nuke. I appreciate it. Yeah, thank you. They have the blossom underneath the H, and then on the helmet they have the cherry blossom tree. But to me, it looks just like a gray jersey with white lettering. So, yeah, I would say, Gabriel, you're 100% right. Boring. Los Dodgers, again, yeah, thanks, Nuke. Los Dodgers, to me, oh, shoot. Most Dodgers to me is just the Dodgers. Like, I mean, they have jerseys that look like this that say Dodgers on it. Oh, I can't. Okay, again with the Giants, it's supposed to be fog. It sort of is a nod to the Golden Gate Bridge and the fog that they have in San Francisco. It's, again, not much of a stretch here to me. It looks very regular, yes. If you're talking about the Giants, I would agree. I can't read it. The Serpientes. Oh, man. Serpientes. And it's got the desert color. I guess that's pretty cool. I think somebody was on here earlier. Was it Twin Cities? One of my things. Was it, who's the Arizona fan? Was it you, Nuke? No, it wasn't you. I'm getting all confused now. Okay, I'm taking up time. All right. Okay, so it's not bad, but the hat looks too much. It looks like, outside of the desert color, it looks too much like an Arizona hat. Wrigleyville, very much, I think, a stretch. Not a stretch in a bad way, but very different than the Cubs. It has that C for the Cubs. Wrigleyville is the area around Wrigley, which, it's the area around the stadium that's called Wrigleyville. They play at Wrigley, so I don't know. Maybe it's a little boring. Maybe they could have done something like Chi-Town or the Windy City or something a little bit different. But I like the color blue. I mean, if that was their jersey with Cubs across it, it would be a pretty cool jersey, I think. Pretty nice. Southside, again, it's a very city look to it. I don't like the hat at all with the CHI. It just reminds me of Raiders stuff from, like I said, from the 80s and 90s. Not a huge fan. Miami, AAA team. Okay, Sugar Kings, a AAA team based out of Havana, Cuba. Okay, so I say Cuba or Cuba, so I apologize. But okay, so that's what it is. That's why they had this jersey. I guess it looks like the Sugar Kings. Okay, so I get it now. It makes sense. Maybe I like it more now because of that. So that's good. Boston, it's to the Marathon, essentially. I like this jersey. It's a real stretch from their other jersey. Let's see here if we can get the Philly. I know Gabe asked about it. Sorry, I'm going through it so fast. If you get dizzy, just let me know. Philly. Yeah, this is the Philly now. I can't see the hat here, Gabe. Oh, we got a bunch of new comments. All right, now the desert one. Oh yeah, it was you, Nuke. You're the Diamondbacks fan. Okay. For some reason, my chat wasn't going out. This is the Philly jersey, black pants. It's the Liberty Bell and yellow for the city flag. I think yellow for the city flag is a stretch. They could pull yellow from almost anywhere. Or the blue and yellow. I guess it's okay. I'm not a huge fan. I'll be honest with you. The Philly, to me, and this is just my opinion. Okay, what's the hat? I gotta find the hat. Oh well. The way Philly spelled, and maybe I'm wrong about this, and you guys tell me if I'm right or wrong, it almost looks like a cartoonish horror movie letter, like the letters of a cartoon horror movie, like Scooby-Doo or something. That's what it reminds me. Not necessarily exactly Scooby-Doo, but it reminds me of like the hills have ears or eyes or whatever it is. The Philly hat has the Liberty Bell in blue. Okay, that probably is pretty cool. All right, well, those are the jerseys. Now all we have still just a little bit more time. Let me get back to presenting my next present, sort of the playoff picture, and I'll try to make sure we don't take too much time up here, because I don't know. I'm just saying I don't want to take up too much time. Okay, so Baltimore, it really looks like a two-way race in the AL East between Baltimore and the Yankees. We'll get the wild cards in a second. But the one thing to think about here is you do have Boston just 6 games out. They're in the wild card hunt. There is mathematically a way that the AL East will have obviously their winner. They could have 3 teams make the playoffs. They could have Boston and the Yankees. They could right now if the Orioles win, and they won earlier today. Finally, I think they did. They lost 3 in a row before that, but they could have 3 teams make the playoffs, and the Central and West in the AL just making one. They're the leader in their division, so that's a little interesting. Boston, very solid. I mean, if you look at it, Boston's 54-47. They'd be in 3rd place in the Central. They would be in 1st place in the West. Boston would be in 1st place in the West. So it's fun to look at things like that to say, sort of how they compare across the board. So, yeah, but I think it's going to be a race between Baltimore and New York. I expect some moves before the end of the month to shore up. The Yankees always will solidify things to make the playoffs, so I look for them to make some moves. Baltimore probably has to make a few moves. I know not everyone is hitting the way they want right now, and Gunnar Henderson has not been hitting very well the last few games, so hopefully he can turn it around for them if they want to win the East. Okay, we move down to the Central. It looks like Cleveland's at this point kind of running away with it, although Minnesota and Kansas City are really in the thick of things for the wild card. And the Central could have 3 teams that make the playoffs, and the other divisions just make 1. But that's a little bit of a stretch considering the Yankees and Baltimore are really close 1 and 2. So whoever doesn't win that division probably gets one of the wild card spots. And in the West, it's Houston and Seattle right now, although Texas is coming back. They were doing really poorly just a few weeks ago, and they turned it around. Seattle was in front the last time I checked a few weeks ago, but Houston's overtaken them. But it's just 1 game, so it's a roll of the dice. It's whoever makes the moves. Now I will say I think Houston's on the rebound. I think they started off poorly and they've been playing better. Let me just see if I can find what the last 10 games have been like for these guys. Last 10 games, okay, Houston's 5-5, but Seattle's 2-8. So that tells you a lot there. You look at Cleveland and Minnesota, the last 10 games, they're 4-6. And then you look at Baltimore and the Yankees. Baltimore's 3-7, so they've hit some skids, and the Yankees are just 4-6. Okay, we move to the National League now. The Phillies are running away with it. I don't think anybody. I would be surprised. I think they're on a mission to make the playoffs, make the World Series again, and win it. So they have the best record in baseball right now, and they're running away with the East. Now in the Central, I'm a Cardinals fan. Obviously, I'm here in St. Louis, but right now, as far as I'm concerned, the Brewers are running away with it, and the Cardinals would be lucky to grab a wild card spot, but Pittsburgh is right on their heels. And I got to tell you, even though last night the Cardinals beat Paul Skeens 2-1, and he suffered his first loss in the major leagues, he's one heck of a pitcher. I mean, if Pittsburgh could score some runs when he pitches, he would probably be, he's 6-1 now, he'd probably be like 10-0, and he started 12 games, I think. He played in 12 games and started all 12 of them. So it looks like, St. Louis has to worry about Pittsburgh as much as they have to worry about, Paul Skeens is really good. You got that right. Thank you, Gabriel. I always try to put some good content up. Looks like St. Louis and Pittsburgh probably will be battling it out more for a wild card than to win the division. Now, in Los Angeles, it's another runaway in the National League. Los Angeles has that 7.5 game lead. So if you look at it like this, right now the divisions in the National League are pretty close to being guaranteed. Now, I know there's a lot of baseball to play. I know the Cardinals can, close that 6-game gap, but let's face it, they haven't for months. And you have 7.5 by the Dodgers, They have a 7.5 game lead, and the Phillies have a 9 game lead. So I'm going to take out of the equation. I'm going to say that Philly, Milwaukee, and LA all win their division. Now let's look at the wild card. And like I said, with the wild card in the American League, it's really dominated by the East and it's really dominated by the East because the Yankees have a big advantage there, and they're in the first place wild card spot by what looks to be 3.5 games. So they're doing very well from that standpoint. Then you have the Twins and the Royals. That's the AL Central, and then you have Boston. Again, you could theoretically see Minnesota and Kansas City getting wild card spots, and New York and Boston getting wild card spots. However, I think it's going to be a combination, depending upon who wins the AL East. The second place team will probably get the wild card spot, one of them, and I think either Minnesota or Kansas City will get that second spot. All right, so you're trying to give me likes. Thank you. Yeah, please don't forget to like and subscribe if you're watching this. We are probably just about, 2 to 5 minutes away from the show closing out, but wanted to talk about, we talked about the jerseys. You can watch the entire show up on my channel. But we talked about the City Connect jerseys. You got to like our videos. Please like our videos. And if you haven't, subscribe. Thank you, Gabriel, for saying like. And right now, we just finished with the wild card. I think it's going to be a combination of either Baltimore or the Yankees getting the wild card spot, depending upon who wins the division, and then really a look between Minnesota and Kansas City getting that second spot. So I'm not really, although Boston could make a few moves, they have the money to do it. They have the courage to do it. So Boston could make a big move and leapfrog both teams here. They're only back really by 2 games or so, or a game and a half, or 2.5 games rather. Let's go to the National League, where it's pretty much a dogfight. Any of these teams can make it, from Atlanta to Arizona. So Nuke, you're really lucky there. My Cardinals are still in there. Actually, if you go all the way down to Pittsburgh, if you look at Atlanta, the Mets, the Padres, the Cardinals, the Diamondbacks, and the Pirates, you're looking at all of those teams. It's really a throw-up. I'm not going to say anyone has the advantage here. No one does. I do think, I could see Arizona and Pittsburgh making it in the wild card. I could see the Mets and the Cardinals. Will Atlanta hold on? This is going to be determined, I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, guys. You follow this probably, the teams you root for even more than I do. The one thing I'll say is what's going to happen is whatever team makes the most or the best move or moves, they're going to win. They're going to be part of that wild card spot. That's what this says to me. When you're, when you're a game and a half back from the leader, and you have 6 teams between between first and sixth in the wild card, it's a game and a half difference or something like that. It is crazy. Our next show will be Sunday. I don't think we're going to have any surprise shows. Now, I might do some broadcasts because I've been doing that lately, where I watch the game and I broadcast it and I keep the scoreboard up so you guys know what's going on. I've been doing that the last couple nights. That's been really fun. But our next scheduled show, will be Sunday at 9 o'clock Eastern. The Mets are on a surge. The Cardinals have been on a surge. But let's look at who's been doing the last 10. And when I say the Cardinals have been doing a surge, they started the season very poorly. Okay, now it's not going to show. Okay, the Braves, their last 10, 3-7. The Mets, like I said, 7-3. I think they're going to keep doing that. They have a solid team right now. They know how to win, and it looks like they're doing a good job of that. All right, you will be on it. All right, Gabe. Thank you. When does your brother get back too? All right, San Diego 6-4, St. Louis 5-5, the Diamondbacks 7-3. Here's a big one for you: the Pirates 8-2. Now, if the Pirates can keep that momentum up, they're going to pass the Cardinals. They might even come in. They might jump up to second or third spot here. You know, Atlanta could drop back. The Mets are on the move. Pirates are on the move. I could see where you have the Mets and the Pirates make the wild card. It's really a toss-up. It is the definition of a toss-up when you have a game and a half or 2 games between 6 teams, and they're all fighting for it. So it's really going to come down to who's going to trade who. And I heard some news that Guerrero Jr. might be traded from Toronto. Or people were saying that he should be traded. So he comes home Monday afternoon. Okay, good to know. Thank you. All right. So the AL looks like one of the wild card teams is going to be from the East. The other wild card team probably at this point would come from the AL Central. But if Boston makes a big move, I can see where they would jump up, and the AL East could actually get 3 people into the playoffs. When it comes to the National League, yeah, you could have 3 teams from the East. You could also have 3 teams from the Central. You could have 1 team from the West or 2 teams from the West. It's a toss-up. All right. Thank you for the super chat, Gabriel. I appreciate it. You guys have a great week, a great weekend. Hopefully the weather around you won't be too hot or too rainy. You can get outside and do something fun. But until then, thank you all very much. And I will talk to you all on Sunday. Thanks.